welcome all to this meeting of the Scrutiny and Regeneration Development and Market Hall Committee on Thursday the 10th of July 2025. Item 1, to receive the apologies for absence. Could we receive any apologies for absence, please?
Thank you, Chair. We've received apologies from Councillor Afsar and Councillor Beach.
Thank you. Item 2, do any councillors have any declarations of interest to declare on the items under discussion at this evening's meeting? No. Item 3, I'm not aware of any urgent business for consideration at the meeting this evening. Item 4, questions from the public. We have not received any questions from members of the public. Item 5, questions from members of the committee. We've also not received any questions from members of the committee. Item 6, public minutes of the previous meeting on the 12th of May. I propose the approval of the public minutes from the previous meeting. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Hadley. We will now go to the vote. All those for? All those against? Any abstentions? Councillor Clark, thank you. We will now go to the vote for all... Oh, no, I've done that. Appointment of the Vice Chair. Have we any nominations for the Vice Chair of the committee for the ensuing year? Councillor Schweib?
Could I nominate Councillor Hadley, please?
Happy to do that, Councillor Hadley. Yes.
Yes, I am. Thank you, Chair.
Could I have a seconder, please? Councillor Huckabee. Can we go to the vote for, please? Against? Any abstentions? That is carried. Thank you then, Councillor Hadley. You are now the Vice Chair. Item 8, Scrutiny Review Programme Update. Declan can provide us with an update, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So in the last meeting, we discussed the questionnaire, which is the final outstanding thing, which will go out to traders alongside the face-to-face interviews which we want to conduct. We've had a few versions of the questionnaire, which we've now, it should be in the member intranet for anybody with all of the amendments which were suggested by members, so thank you for that. So with your approval, we'll be able to digitally send that so that we can track responses. And then alongside that, Councillor Smith will be taking face-to-face interviews alongside the questionnaire, which is soon to be booked in alongside her mayoral duties as well. So that's where we're at with that, really. So it's waiting for approval from the committee just to sign off the final questionnaire. Thank you.
Are there any questions from anybody? Have you had a chance to read it? It's just been uploaded today. Councillor Lott.
So I've been reading through it whilst drinking my tea. I only spotted one oddity, and that was in part A. How would you rate the current marketing and promotion of the market hall? You've got the Likert answers, and then you've got suggestions for improvement and how could marketing be improved. It seemed to me that those last two almost they overlap, unless you mean one to be about marketing and the other to be about promotion.
So I'm just trying to find the exact point that you're talking about.
Page 2.
Page 2.
About the second question down, I think. How would you rate the current marketing?
Yeah, okay. How would you rate the current marketing and promotion? Yeah, I can remove one of those lines. You're right. Yeah. I also noticed, reviewing it myself only 5 minutes ago, there's some formatting issues with the question numbers. We skipped from 4 to 38 quite quickly. So I'll make that adjustment as well before it goes out.
Are there any more questions? Councillor Huckabee.
That would sit outside the scrutiny committee. I believe that would sit with the officer directly, so I can take that away and prompt an answer for you. Thank you.
Any more questions on the survey? Councillor Locke?
Sorry, while Councillor Huckabee was talking, I continued to read. I noticed that some of the Leichert's reverse. Ideally, you would have them from positive to negative for every question. Some of them you've got them. It might trip people up.
Noted.
Thank you. Any more questions? Thank you. Item 9, public executive decision records. A list of public executive decisions have been circulated with the agenda. Does anyone have any questions on these? Councillor Huckabee.
Purchase of the software, or whether it's here or whatever. The question is, we're not holding up the distribution of the grants that we approved as a council, are we?
So could you point me to which EDR number we're talking about? Yeah. What? Yeah.
Progress reports on each of the different ones, and it's red.
Okay, understood. Yeah, I'll take that one away as well and come back to you because I haven't got it just directly in front of me.
Any more questions on the EDRs? Okay, thank you. The date of the next meeting, the 13th of October 2025. Item 11, the Quarter 4 Performance Report. Now invite Declan to provide a performance report of the Corporation Plan for Quarter 4. Please note the Appendix 2 and 3 will be considered in the private part of the meeting. So if councillors have any points to discuss on these sections, please raise them in the private part of the meeting at item 12.
Thank you, Chair. I'm not going to give you the full speech because I know you've all heard this report several times now, but the headlines being that this was the final quarter of 24-25. The RAG ratings, so the red, amber, greens, the council finished on 87.25% green, 5.88% amber, and 6.86% red from the 102 targets. Moving through into the leisure contract, that remained positive area of performance with 79% green, 0 amber and 0 red. And the Towns Fund, where all 3 partner projects remain on track or completed with positive RAG rating across delivery, spend and risk. There were a few targets that were to be agreed out post-outterm, which have been approved. Any questions?
In relation to POH 03, safeguarding the market hall, I believe in the last meeting I asked whether BATs were holding things up, and I was told BATs are not holding things up, and it now appears BATs are holding things up again. I was just wondering what's happened this time with the BATs.
My understanding on that is obviously we're several months back now. We're obviously now June. This is a update from the end of March. As far as I'm aware, colleagues have moved forward with the procurements for the works to be done on the roof. So I can't assure you of it right now because it's not something I'm involved in. But I know that procurement has moved forward. So the works to commence should should start reasonably soon, but I can find out more detail. The officer who's running that project came in and did a sort of, what would you call it? A presentation, if you remember, on the works. So if you'd like an updated presentation, that's something we could potentially put together.
Yes, in particular, I'd be interested to find out why it went awry again, because they seemed quite convinced that the problems have been resolved. So I would be interested to know what happened. Thank you.
I can take that away.
Any more questions? Councillor Clark?
More of just a comment that I think this item here, corporate plan target COM 22, is the one that Councillor Huckabee was in reference to last time on the delivery of Office 365. It's currently off target with a revised implementation set provisionally for mid-July.
Sorry, I'm just looking. If I can give you an update now, I will. But if I don't know the answer, I will have to just take it away and come back. No, that's not something I can give an answer on at the moment, but I can speak to the sort of relevant officer and come back to you.
Councillor Huckabee?
Yeah, I mean, as a general rule, it's the team that I'm in which put these reports together. You've got the big spreadsheet, which is what you're referring to with all the greens as well. But on the covering report, we will always single out anything that's off target or an amber. So all the reds and ambers are in the covering report between pages 9 and 13, which gives easy reading to just get the updates for you guys to just flick over it and see which ones are off target and why. Was there a particular question that you've got about that now, about how we're going to move things forward? Because I obviously can't answer that. Or is it just you needed pointing in the direction of where the updates are for the red and amber targets?
Have you got a question on this particular thing? Okay. Right. Thank you, Nick. We have 3 items to consider in private, so I will now move that in accordance with section 100A(4) of the Local Government Act 1972, the press and public be excluded from the remainder of the meeting, as it is likely, in view of the nature of the business to be transacted or the nature of the proceedings, that there would be disclosed exempt information as denied in the paragraphs of Part 1 of Schedule 12A of the Act indicated in brackets. Before each item number of the agenda, do I have a seconder? Councillor Shrive, thank you. We will now go to the vote. All those for? Any against? Any abstentions? We'll wait for the members of the public to leave.